It's riveting. Okay. This is gonna be epic. Gamers. Only people who rewatch the stream will see this because this is the first 5 seconds. So to the viewers who are just clicking on to watch the stream, hello, how are you? I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good. And now we wait. Because now comes an interesting part in the process, ladies and gentlemen. I'll wait a little longer for everybody to join in. Slowly but surely, but once they're in, we will continue. We already got people in. Howdy, Cheapy. Howdy, Mossy Mint. Good to see ya. Let me move that. There. Bada boom. Gentlemen. Comrades. My brothers in tank. Wilson is back. And now Wilson is dry. Okay? He's very glossy. Next up is The Wash. Our boy Will's son. Hold on, let me check something. Is this possible yet? Hello, going pretty well. I'm Harry. Nice to meet you, Harry. He dry. Yippee. Oh, I think I don't know if the emoji worked. I have a Will son emoji now. Oh, that's great. Hold on, let me see if I can spam. I want to just, sorry, I can't do that? Fair enough. Okay, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, comrades in arms. It works, that's awesome. Okay, now we can mass infantry wave at some point. Okay, I have not set live the membership program yet. But here's the plan for today. And we're going to see what the heck happens. Let me run it by you real quick, and then we're going to get right to it. Because washes. Washes are a thing. Washes exist. And it's crazy. And it blows my mind to think about, right? But this isn't just any kind of... When Francis mentioned I better see fixed bayonets. Ah, yes. Fair enough. Now, when you think of a wash, what do you think of? Perhaps you think of Nuln Oil. That's a wash. Sorry to say hi and bye, but good to see you, Sherlock. Have fun watching. Hey, thank you for being here. Thanks for coming in to say hi, and I really appreciate your support and all the comments. It means the world to me, so thank you very much. And you have a good one. Now, Nuln Oil, right? The root beer of paints. Everyone says, oh, I take a shot of Nuln. No. No, you know what your real shot is? Your real shot is of panel liner, the enamel stuff. Okay? You following? Interesting. And then, in the same league, you got rum and whiskey. Okay? I don't know the difference, but it's probably not much. Here would be your rum or your whiskey. Enamels. Okay? A dedicated enamel wash from Ammo by Mig Jimenez. Absolute goat. However, comrades, there is something else. There is something more. I'm not moving the chair. The workshop just needs to settle. Comrades, there is something else. There's something even more devious than any of those washes. Something handmade, something crafted, if you would. This is some Minecraft movie squared type crafting. The world might blow up, but it doesn't, because it can contain the power. The power of oils. Wow. What is oil? What is oil? Great question. It's something that happens to cook. Understood? Now, as an American, it's my God-given duty to use oil and take oil whenever I can. And so, we are going to take some oil, and we are going to utilize this very oil, this very container of oil, and we're going to be using that on Wilson. It's not the only thing going over the top or the French first. Anywho, now, the trick with oils, I don't even know it. I just have a vague idea of how it works. The oil wash will be mixed into this, the Petri dish. The little thing I bought a 2-pack of for like $12 at Hobby Lobby. Do I think oil the fossils or our early ancestors have ever been used? I don't know. But I like to think that my great, like, however many decibels are in pi, great grandpa might be in this. I might be bringing him back to life in the form of accentuating the beautiful riveted details of our boy, Wilson. Get on there, Wilson. He doesn't have a nose right now, but that's unimportant. Either way, the plan is, ladies and gentlemen, comrades of the Trenchborn Legion, we got to wash this guy. Before we wash him, 2 things need to be done. Number 1, Grandpa Wilson. Yes. As you can see, this is a crate. I know. However, this crate needs a little more. I'm going to paint some of these guys in different metallic colors to be cool looking and more visually appealing to the eye. That is a crate observation, Sheepy. That is exactly what this guy is here. After we paint with probably 2 different metallic colors to add some visual interest, we will be fixing 2 guns. What is a tank without its guns? And 2 guns do not have their magnets on them, comrades. This is a tragedy, I say. And we will have to remagnetize them and make them part of the tank once more. After that is done, it will be time to mix the oil wash and apply the oil wash to the tank. Once that is done, we have to wait for it to dry. Traditionally, I wait either overnight or an hour. And I think these first 2 steps will not be very long. So the next chapter, once we get there, will be to stem for time. Because it is a military briefing, Sheepy. That is why. Without further ado, we are now going to begin. First things first, I will be applying the paint. Welcome, Sinisty. It is good to have you here. Now, another quick note before we begin the whole operation also. This is cardboard. I was just about to mention that, Cheapy. Gentlemen, comrades of the Trenchborn Legion, the Discord is somewhat ready for everybody. For all the OGs. And I got Mossy Mint. And I got C Nisty. C Nisty, I believe you've already sent me your Discord via an Instagram DM. Now, let's see. Mossy Mint, if you would like to be a part of, believe it or not, it is actually happening. Now, Mossy Mint, you are an OG, sir. I get it done, BRB. Fair enough. Sounds good. Let me actually go into the gram real quick. And once we are there, gotta get the right, oh my, come on. Okay, making sure it's on my webcam before I input my password. Let's see. How many S's are in password? Pass. Ah, we're good. We're so back. The core assembles. It does assemble, and you are a part of that core, good sir. How would I like you to do this? 3. Yes. Close. But let me take a look. No, that is the wrong. That's the wrong profile. Oh my gosh, no. Wait. Oh gosh. Nope. Oh, please, for the love of... Use another... Use a different... Dang it. Oh, now it's 2? OSHA 2? OSHA 2? How do I send my Discord? I think just whatever your username is in Discord, just DM me that via Instagram, essentially. Yeah, your Discord username. Just send that to me, and then I will send that to Cheapy, who will then have, I thought. Perhaps so. Maybe. Now, how I want to switch the... Yeah. It's a great big countdown. Now I'm afraid. Now I am afraid. Whoa. Okay. Let me... We're getting it figured out. Stand by. I know. The paint needs paint before it paint and then dries. You know what I mean? Comprende? Lo siento. Okay. Oh, that's a painting video. I don't think I'm gonna risk showcasing that. What do I see? Here. We get screenshot. It is not letting me see it on the computer. RIP. If there's any... I don't know if it's... Maybe don't show on screen. Yeah, I won't show on screen. It's not showing me the... It won't let me view it on computer, but I can only see it on the computer because I don't have Discord on where I have Instagram. I don't know if it's possible to do the... to send the name via... Just repeat it on Instagram, maybe. I'll keep it open, but hold on, wait, let's see, because I already got Nisty. I got you, right? Yes. Okay, let me open up the Discord and send stuff to Cheapy. Oh yeah, I could probably text it to you, Cheapy. So hold on, yeah, let me copy that. Okay, Cheapy, here's the first one. There we go. Sorry, everyone. We're getting ready. What's up, 420th Manhattan Man? We're getting the core into the Discord, dude. So if you want to join, yeah, you can. You're a core member, sir. That's your username, Roger. Thank you. Now, I will send this to... Yeah, I believe so, Cheapy. I believe is now. Okay, let's see. Now I got Mossyman and C Nisty sent to Cheapy. And now yeah. And Manhattan Man, this is... We looked through my Titan file today. I think it's missing a ton of things. I thought mine was missing some stuff too. But like I think it was like the arms or the weapons, but they were in some different file. I'm not completely sure. Okay, hold on. That is the thing there. Okay, hold on. Mr. Cheapy, I humbly request your aid. Cheapy is our boy for all of that. And then 420th Manhattan Man. You are an OG, as far as I am concerned. If you ever want to join the Discord, that is fine to do. It will be members only, but for core members, I think just as a thank you for, you know, supporting me through these like early stages of the whole YouTube thing, the offer stands forever. So there's no time limit. It's if you want to, or if you don't want to, if you want to later, or, you know, whatever. It is totally up to you, sir, but I will put the offer out there for you. Cheapy, low-key, a tech... Yeah, he kind of is, believe it or not. All right. And then I will just take in you guys as you come. But for now, I think I will just go there. Hold on. Let me actually open this up. There we go. Now I can bring this. Stand by, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Wait until you see. Yeah, I thought the same thing. Without further ado, let us begin. And now we got that ball rolling. And if there's any other questions, comments, or concerns, let me know, because I'm going to be here. I will, in fact, be here. Now, I want to do a couple different colors on... Strange man has contacted me in Insta. Who is this strange man? We'll dox him. Let's see. Goes by Cheapy. Really? I didn't know. Okay. Now this, I want these to be different colors, so these are going to be so they're going to be and it was good. Now, first colors. Well, the only two colors I'm going to be using some bright bronze. That's a fun color. I enjoy that. And then if I'm feeling really frisky, I'm going to be using a little something I like to call Tinny Tin. And when I say I like to call it, I mean that's the actual label on the bottle that I bought like 3 years ago. Understood? Great. Let us begin. Before we begin, we probably need the wet palette. Wow, that is called convenience, ladies and gentlemen. Comrades, if you would, be so bold. Now, I'm going to start off with the bright bronze. Now, it's clogged, so when you have a clogged bottle, see, nothing is happening there. I'm actually very grateful that nothing absolutely blew up. Fun fact. My two message you were Cheapy. You can message me via Instagram. Good, sir. And then I will forward you to Cheapy. Are you on? Sorry, I don't remember if you are on Instagram or not. If not, hold on. Is there... I have not accounted for this yet. As you can see, this is all still very improvised, but we're figuring it out slowly but surely. Let's see. You could also just... I don't think it would be too much of an ish... Let's see. I don't know if the Discord is public, Cheapy, so people can just like go to it, and it is. I sent you a message. Oh. I see it now. Hold on. Understood. I got it now. Good, sir. Thank you for that. Let me put that on over to our good comrade Cheapy. There is that one. Okay, now you are inside the walls now. I think it's short for child holding escaped incarcerated person. What happened? Oh. I'm like, what? Jeez, okay, there's... I didn't know that. Where was I? Yes, here. He's inside the walls? Wonderful. It's all we could ask for. Okay, now, like I was saying, when the bottle is clogged, thankfully, it works as well as you just give it a little jiggle, and you can actually take the paint cap out. That is some paint. I'm not using a lot of it, so I won't mind. But there will be some paint in the bottom here, as you can see, and then I just bring that to the wet palette, and I go dunk, and boom, we got a decent bit of paint right then and there. So that's how simple that whole shebang is. Understood? Great. Can you make a tour for the server? I want to say I did, or like a tour, like a video. In the actual server, I believe, hold on, let me just double check. In the recruiter station in server information, there is a brief set of rules at the top, very straightforward and simple. I think we're all going to be just fine here. And then I do have a quick rundown of the server layout to say exactly what the heck it was. And then if that should be good. If you have any more questions, just let me know. All right, now let me move it there. And now let's actually begin the painting. And I will grab generic brush number 1. Let's see. And this is all good and awesome. Fair enough. Let's see. Awesome. This is going great already. Welcome, everyone. Thank you guys for joining. That's sick as heck. Perfect. There's that. Sorry. There it is. All right. We're so back. Now I'll begin the actual painting now. Here goes... We'll ignore that. Here goes nothing. Then the lighting, I think lighting's all right. All right. Oh, don't tell me I definitely did. Okay, we'll see how this whole thing goes. All right. Now, I'm just going to be painting some random individual pieces here. Not really doing anything too nuts. I'm not going to just layer it until it's completely solid. No, I'm just getting a general color on it. So, something like that. And this will also just be very much coated in the oil wash, so we don't have to worry too much. And see, I mean, we got one done incredibly quickly. Look at that. What do I put on a roll? I don't use much Discord. Yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't used that much Discord either. Hold on. Cheapy, do you know Discord? Help. Because yeah, that's actually a great question. Because yeah, and yeah, only the few veterans will get the Veteran Legionnaire flare or roll tag, whatever it is. So that's cool. I thought that was a fun thing. Now I will go over this one. And then that's about all I'm going to do as far as that whole operation goes with the brass, at least here. And then I will begin with the next color. Nice and quickly. Only mods can add/remove rolls. Oh, fair enough. Roger that. We're all learning this together. Let me grab a paper towel right quick. Now I can clean this off. There that goes, all done and dusted. There. Actually, it's probably fine that I didn't change my paint water because there will possibly be more metal stuff happening in just a moment. So we shall see about all that. Now, next color I'm going to be using is Tinny Tin. We're going to see how that looks on here. And honestly, I think we discussed this as like canisters or filters for like gas siphoning systems or air siphoning systems or something like that, which I think is actually a great idea. So we might see a lot more of these because I have an entire bag full of them. So that might be cool. Now, let's see how this Tinny Tin actually looks on some of these guys. I'm going to put Tinny Tin. Tinny Tin, I feel like I'm 5 years old when I say that. But it's fine. Okay, it doesn't have... It kind of just gives it a brown little look. Fair enough. We'll roll with it. We'll see what we can't get done with it. No, those are Santa's belt. My bad. I didn't understand. I didn't know your game. No, I get it now, pal. I get it. 10 out of 10 joint experience. The text speech was very formal and useful. Oh, great. Okay, thank you. Yeah, this is as much of a, yeah. You're also the test subjects. Hey, let's go. I'm seeing you guys' notifications. That's freaking sick as heck. That's so cool. Okay, we're doing it. Wow. Nice. We already got people in the 3D printing section. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. That is great. That is awesome. We're just becoming friendly until we make you a servitor. Yep, you know, there's the great master plan, if you would. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, great. As McDonald's would say, I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Now, there's some variation in colors. There's probably still, I could probably add, I'll remove, and no. I'm going to overthink how I apply random colors. This is the way. I'll put a Tinny Tin right here, and then I'll call that good. And then we just let it dry. Let it dry. If you don't, then you may die. It's just one Rogel Torn. But if we fail, we will be scorned. And we will wish we were never born. So we say, let it dry. Okay. Hopefully that doesn't get copyrighted. I don't think it was good enough to, but YouTube can do that. So, I hope they won't. Alright. There's that guy done and dusted. Don't he look lovely? Next step, comrades, is we gotta repair guns. Guns that go boom. need to go boom on a boom holder. Make sense? These two guys right here have lost their magnets. National tragedy, by the way. Absolutely terrible. Thankfully, we have magnets, and magnets will be utilized to magnetize the guns. So without further a magnet, we'll fix that. Now, the magnet does not want to stick on here, which means it is perfect for just keeping hold of right here, gluing the piece on. Once it's dry, we take it off, and then we can put it on the gun, no issue. And to try to make this a little faster, first off, I'm going to flatten this area out because of the previous magnet and super glue that left a bit of a rough surface. I'm actually going to rough up both of these areas with a little bit of filing, and we're going to see what happens. So here is a file. Now, watch this. I just released the file. Anywho, this has a bunch of resin dust on it, so that's that. But we will still utilize it either way to just rough a little bit of the gun up. Bada bing, bada. Okay, maybe we gotta give it a little. We gotta give it a straight bada boom. There it is. Now, I don't know if you can see right there. You see that? See it? Yep. That's a roughed up surface, if I do say so myself. And now we will rough up. Okay, sorry, schizophrenic. Nope. Now we will rough up the other side real quick. All well and good. Now, that's roughed up too. However, we're not done yet. We're going to try something. I've never done this before, but I've seen people do it before, so I will try to do this now rather than before. People rough up the magnets, which kind of makes sense because they're extremely smooth. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to figure it out together. Just, you know, we'll kind of just run it along here and then see what happens, right? Wow. And, guys, well, there's what I'll be doing for the rest of eternity now. Do you see all those? Look very closely, comrades. Comrades. Acceptable as long as you're not with the trees. Fair enough. Oh, for the love of focus, please. Please. Do you see that? That is rough. And that is going to take some super glue very well. Wow. Note to self, I'm going to be doing that forever now. I have not actually done that before. But yeah, let's actually pull out some super glue and see how well this will look. I use super glue gel. The cap is made of dark matter, apparently. Because I still have a green screen effect that I don't know how to turn off just yet because I'm a professional. And professionals have standards. That is also kind of fun to look at on screen, so I'm going to leave it there because it's stupid. And it's awesome. Now, take a little super glue. Get in real close. Nope, not far away. Get in real close. There you go. Observe. You take a tiny amount of super glue gel. Come on. There it goes. And then you apply that amount onto there. And now we take our roughed up magnets. Defect. And then I'm locked in. Then you take your magnet and you just squish it. And you hold it there. Super glue gel, I've found, is very good at bonding very quickly. So, that's cool. And just like, wow. Okay, here's how fast that worked. The magnet actually rips off of the other magnets and stays on the gun. Wow. Yeah. Note to self, roughing up magnets is cool because that's actually insane. And it worked, and it went on the tank right away. Okay, next magnet. We're gonna keep running with it. That's actually insane. And good to know because yeah, a lot of my magnets will fall off because I just super glue them on while they're smooth, which is not the way to do it, come to find out. So yeah, and it's very simple. I'm not like pushing down hard or anything, just for anyone else's reference. Because if you push down too hard, you kind of see how the magnet just falls right off there. I kind of just go over it lightly. And because of the rough grit of the file, it roughens it up very quickly. So if you can see, right there a bit, you can kind of see how actually roughed up that surface is. Then we're able to take some super glue gel. Okay, that we're able to take the super glue gel and get jump scared when a little bit of it comes out because we're 5. And then we apply it to the gun, ladies and gentlemen. Ready? Bada bing, bada boom. And then you hold it, and you also just got to pray that you made everything perfectly center. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Sorry, the Discord notifications are rampant. And this is actually awesome. All right, now I know this is absolutely riveting content, ladies and gentlemen. We are holding a magnet in place while it dries, but, sit tight. We're doing it. Slowly but surely. All right. And look at... That's my first time trying this, so forgive me for being absolutely flabbergasted, to say the least, but that is an insanely fast application. Wow. That's sick. Now, one thing to note is, now these guys aren't painted. They're still shiny. All I'm going to do is simply take a little bit of dark gray right here and actually just coat those real quick. Once they're washed and varnished, it'll be totally fine. We ain't sweating nothing like that here. Now, it's simply, you paint it. Yeah. Subscribe, like, share for more riveting painting content like this, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. See that? And now, you can't even tell it was a magnet. That's insane. That is wild. Okay. And then I'll do the same thing to this guy. He's looking all nice and dandy. Straight fire, you could say. And look at those guys. Boom. Good as new. Absolute perfection, if I do say so myself. That is awesome as all heck. Well, we did that. Next up. Next up. Next up is where things get insanely intense. What size magnets are those? Great question. Do I have? I do have. I have a little millimeter ruler here. I know these magnets work in millimeters. That's all I know so far. Here we go. Where is millimeters? Here's millimeters. That's 10 millimeters. These are. Let's all look at it together. They appear to be 1, 2, 3, 4 millimeter magnets or 3 millimeter magnets. It is right there for you. Bada boom. So yeah, it's that many. I want to say that's 3 millimeters, right? Or is it 4? It's 3 or 4 millimeters. Big ones. Yeah, I guess so. There are smaller magnets I have that are on the same stick. This is for like super tiny weapons and stuff, and these are, oh my gosh, they're like 2 millimeters. Dang, that's crazy. 1.5. I don't remember. I only use these ones because they're big, but they also, as you can kind of see, they match the gun's actual like width almost perfectly. So I'm comfortable using those because it's just a slight extension of the gun essentially. So that's kind of neat and helpful. Now, where were we? Let me put the magnets away. Let me put everything away for a second because now something I haven't done in absolutely forever is about to take place. And it will either be really cool, really sad, or it will be something. And we'll see what it is right now. Right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening. So, let me accidentally hit the mouse with my wet palette. Almost jeopardized the entire stream, but we saved it. We're going to mix an oil wash. This is going to be something. And we will see exactly what something it is. For this, I will be using 2 products. Winsor & Newton Artisan Water Mixable Oil Color. Water Mixable? I've never read that before until just now. And I've used this for 10 vehicles. Wow, that's crazy. I would never try that, though. Because I think the saying is oil and water does not mix. But call me a madman. I am going to be using... We're going to employ the use of a cardboard box. for this. That takes up the whole screen. Jeez, I can probably zoom out because this is not a fine process. No. This is a messy process that will only get messier. I also use a pipette, which I believe is Mary's friend's name. That's a Lord of the Rings reference for anyone wondering. And then we scooch our ass over here, and we have Gamblin. We have Gamsol, 100% pure odorless mineral spirits by Gamblin. So, guys, you know what I'm going to be doing later? Ah ha 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 ha. Okay. I haven't done this. Like Cheapy to be an arch magos. Is he not? I thought that's what he was. Hold on. Wait a minute. What is Cheapy? What is Cheapy? Oh yeah, he is the arch magos. That's his that's one of his roles in the Discord. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Done and dusted, good sir. We are already on it. Okay. This is going to get messy and it's going to get interesting. Thankfully, I have a glove. And so I will apply said glove to hand. My bad. All good, sir. How fancy was that? The Archmagos. Cheapy, do you own incense? I say nothing to that. It's the, let's go practice medicine. Okay. I know it's the wrong color glove. It's blue instead of red. It's fine. My heart's in the right place. Okay, I'm going to mix this oil wash now, and I'm going to really pray that I remember how to do it as far as the ratio goes. What brush do I even use for it? Oh, yo, guys. I wonder if I use the brush that has several oil marks and stains on it. If I was a betting man. Let's see. Okay, I already got oil on. Come on. Get that guy off there. I already touched the oil. This is crazy. Yeah, this is why you wear gloves when you do this. Here goes nothing. I apply a little oil. Like so. We'll start off with that. We can always make or add more. That's the joy of the oil wash. And I will cap it for now. Please tell me I'm turning this thing the right way. I am. Now, take Gamsol by Gamblin. Again, what a baller company name. Artist Oil Colors by Gamblin. Which kind of makes sense because it's oil. So we're dealing with some big money. And what do big money people do? Casinos, I believe. Right? Make sense? Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Because it probably does somewhere at some point. I'm going to take the pipette. I'm going to fill the pipette. You following? Would you all want to transform legions to design a sensor to post on my sensor? I wish I just know sensor. Like censored. Someone tell me what a sensor is. Oh, I want to buy a fancy sensor. Should I design a sensor? Oh, yes, I get it. I get it now. Yeah, cheapy if you want, bro. That'd be neat. Okay, oil is, the oil and the spirits are there. We're going to mix it. I'm serious. I'm not even joking right now. This is actually happening. This is not a prank. This is not one of those Instagram, this is not one of those YouTube live streams where they just don't do it. We're mixing it. I'm getting right to it. Okay. Here goes that. Riveting. Sensor is what, yeah. I eventually got there, slowly but surely. And to test the oil, I look around, and if it oils, then great. Now I'm thinking, do I actually really mix it in this container? Yes, I do. I haven't done this in a hot minute. I've used acrylics for the longest time, but we're here now. I mount that hook so 3D printer. Ooh, that sounds fun. Okay, now let's see here. I'm gonna test it on the cardboard, and now do I have like a little test piece anywhere in which I would be able to test this guy. I will test it on... Dr. Sherlock, what is my prognosis? Well, for one, there's 2 barrels. And that's interesting. Not sure how that's supposed to be there. Now I will just test to see, is this an outright? That's actually a fine consistency. Hold on. Let me zoom. Zoom, zoom. Bolt! Zoom, zoom. Anyone? It's a reference to, was it a Disney movie? I don't know. But it was Bolt, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are curious. That's what it was. But yeah, this thing has 2 barrels. I don't know why. That's my prognosis of it so far. I'll let you in on all the inside scoops once I get the actual inside scoop myself. This is a decent consistency. Not to glaze myself, but I nailed it first try because I'm insane. This is incredible stuff. Now, oh yeah, speaking of insane and YouTube, it's interesting being a new creator. They're like, hey, soccer content's popping off. Mention the FIFA World Cup. FIFA. Soccer. I need to try what? I'm trying using incense to buff painting. Yeah, I think all I got right now... I don't know if I have incense. I might. I have Fruit Loops. FIFA. Thank you. We're gonna get famous, guys, with this one. Yep, and we're already getting stuff all over my gloves. But that's the point. Oh, that... What use is a painting jig if the jig don't jiggy? Oh, well. We'll put that off to the side now. And now let me zoom out because we know it works. As far as we go here, need mechanical controls. Yeah, fair enough. As far as this whole thing goes, I just kind of I'll wipe off some excess and then I'll leave it there to dry. Simple as that. Next gun. Next TikTok. Okay. This has a little tab on it here, so I will actually hold the tab there. We'll see how long that lasts. Now, let us away and wash it. This is, yo, it's washed. Incense buffs you in the sauna. Ah, fair enough. I know I've sauna'd. So I understand the concept of sauna fairly well, fairly decently. Now this is a very okay, interesting. Well, we're figuring it out. The amount of oil on here is fine. It could be completely thick in case I wanted it to be. Yes, 100. I don't know who's spamming emojis, but that was funny. I just look up for 1 second and I see 100 after that I've been to a sauna. Yeah, for real, brother. Preach. Okay. Now, I was going to say, this could be a completely thick coat of oil paint. The next step after this will be fine, and it will remove it just well enough. There's also lenses to paint on this guy, which I am saving for afterwards. I will leave this guy to dry now. Here's a look at our gun. Look at that. Ew. Gross. Yucky. But we got to understand that it's a trust the process step. Next up. Before we do the actual tank, I'll do some of the details first. Details. Look at all these guys. I will actually zoom up for this guy. Now. Boom. Pretty nuts. Pretty insane, eh? Pretty wild. Yeah. Pretty crazy stuff. I probably don't even need to actually wipe any excess oil away from that in the end. We'll put that there. I don't need to wash these bags. But I will wash the bags because that kind of looks cool. And that is how that happened. Let it be known. Okie dokie. Okay, big bunch of stowage here. We got sandbags, we got metal pipes, a rope, and an ammo can. We got metal pipes and a rope. My question is, why? I know, yeah. Yes, I am using oil in America, so hopefully I don't get, but we'll see what happens. Anywho, We have a lead pipe, 3 lead pipes, and a rope. So we're equipped to play 4 rounds of Clue, ladies and gentlemen. Will we? I don't know. And also, why are we playing Clue in the 41st millennium? I don't know. We're figuring it out. It's sci-fi. Great. Now that's all oiled. It's a well-oiled machine. Oh, we can use that pun after we wash the tank. We can say it's a well-oiled machine. Oh, riveting. That's going to be absolutely great. Here's all the weapons. We got to do some of this stuff individually, if not all of it. Ah, perfect. Hello, guy. And now these guys... See, this is... And why are you oiling up the tank? Because it looks better. We got to get it ready. We got to lubricate the machine. That's how they run. That is what they do. It's the thing that happens. Let's play Clue here. Who killed the Emperor? I thought he was alive. Or it would be who saw the Emperor move. I don't know. Now, yeah, we're just getting some stuff all over the gloves with this one, but that is A-okay. It is worth it in the end. Okay, that magnetized together. Okay, very slippery stuff, believe it or not. Did not varnish the guns. Don't need to. They're so small. What is up? You're going to oil up and run a marathon? No. I'm going to oil up a tank. You were there when Horus slayed the Emperor. I see. I was unaware. The amount of guns is insane. Oh my gosh. Dude, but this has nothing on Nuln oil up. Believe it or not, this is real oil. We're going full-blown red-blooded American with this one. Yeah, it's an oil paint, and we're just doing an oil wash. That's the gist here. Okay, this is... I am trying to hold onto it. I really am. Okay, there it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, I dropped it. Once this is done, it will be cool, because it'll be done. And now that is all washed up. I should actually be applying it a little thinner, because I'm not going to be, like, wiping the excess off. Or I'm just putting it on, and then you're done. You're done. That is a, yeah, that is a good question. I don't know. Not sure. Figure it out. Okay, let's see here. That's all that done. Guys, next step. Oh, actually, first, hold on. I do have a gun. We have a rifle. A mix between a Martini Henry and a Lee Enfield number 4 Mark 1. So, yeah. Which is actually the coolest thing ever. Anywho, also if you look at like a Scutari Ranger with the super long gun on the Adeptus Mechanicus, and if you compare the end of that to a Lee Enfield Mark III, let's just say I am going to one day get a pack of Mechanicus so I can get that Lee Enfield space gun. Okay. Next thing to lube, oil. Okay, well, okay, guys, I'm ending the stream. See ya, goodbye. Bum, 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 bum. No. Turret. This is our boy Wilson. For anyone wondering, this is Will's son. This was free-handed in under 45 seconds with Freebird going on in the background. And we're left with Wilson. And we love Wilson. Love Wilson so much, we got Wilson emojis for the membership once I actually open that up. Anywho, time to get this guy going. Ready? Here goes nothing. Wilson, our boy. Wow, looky there. How neat is that? That's insane. That is low-key incredible, not gonna lie. Call me Honest Abe, because I cannot tell a lie. Looky there. Might need a bigger brush. Nah, it's fine. This'll be fine. Wilson. I gotta crop Wilson better and probably just make it so it's the text Wilson and then not have it so overexposed. So there's, there's an art form to making the emojis, but we're gonna do it slowly but surely. I'm excited for custom emojis. It's gonna be sick. I'm only allowed 4 right now. Hold on, let me quickly. Oh my gosh, we're off screen. My bad. Hold on, let me move everything closer. There we go. Let me show you another one, guys. Here's another emoji real quick. That's sick. Looky there. That's insane. That's insane. That's in pain. I can tell by what it's saying. All right, there we go. We're still back here. We're doing all that. What are you talking about? Oh. And for anyone wondering what I was doing there, I was literally talking to the fan I have in the workshop. And I kind of just realized I was, so that's why I'm making note of it, because that might be a little nuts. You're printing your Warlord at the moment? Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. That's so sick. Yeah, you're in for quite an awesome freaking journey, my friend. It is going to be so sick. For real. Okay. Oh! Okay, well, fair. But I did just realize something I did miss. I knew I would miss something. There's bullets on the machine gun here. That's fine. I would have liked to wash it with the rest of the tank, but I'll just wash it at the end. That'll be fine. It's always a fun detail though to add the extra bullets, but we'll recover. We'll make it through this, okay? I know we go through trying times, but in the end, it will be worth it, and we will be able to look back at such an error as this and laugh about it. And I'll be very giggly squat about it. Also, this turret here, and 2 guns will only need 48 hours. Oh gosh! Jeez. Is that resin or FDM time? Because I printed mine on resin, which was, it was something. Something for sure. Now this is almost completely coated. It is coated. We're good. Nice. Neat. Pog. One might go so far as to say. Also, I love washes on bright surfaces like that. Oh, fair enough. It looks so good. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. Okay. Guys, now it is time for the main event of the evening. Boink. Oh, I forgot there's still 2 guns in here. We'll wash the 2 guns anywho. FDM, I assume, given nozzle. Currently working on a tutorial for clay and sandbags, but I don't know how to make videos on YT. Screw it, we ball. That's how my first video was made, good sir. And that is just the way to do it. Okay, here's the big boy. Here's the main body of the beast. You ready for this? Here goes nothing. This is a small brush for this application, and okay, I'm already out of... I need to mix more oil wash, and I already got some... We already got some on our wrist, okay? It's our essential oils. That's what it is. We are using the new doTERRA tank wash, ladies and gentlemen. So there's something neat. Yeah, I gotta mix up some more of this. Simply the best. Okay, sorry, I'm locking in. Yeah, sounds good, Cheapy. And smoothing. Yup. Where's my pipette? Found it. Thank you. We got it. Hopefully, okay, yeah, we're good. Thin down everything a little more there. Put the rest in there. Skedaddle that out of the way and hopefully not spill it. Hopefully not spill it. Me and hopefully. Hatch me. Okay, I'm gonna mix it up. 420, what? Whoa. Things are getting high in the sky. Anywho. Oh, well, wow. Did you see that donut? I just did a donut with an oil mixing dish. Oh, dear. Yeah, as far as sandbags go, I want a ton of sandbags. I'll either 3D print them with resin, but I also like to handcraft stuff. So I might try to, like, figure something out with clay or green stuff or milliput or any one of those famous things. Okay, here's something fun here. We get to... What is up, Kit Derek? What is up? We get to use the oil wash on the white, bright surface. Ooh, look at that. Look at those details popping. That's sick. That's sad. Guys, okay. I missed so much stuff. That screw should be silver, but it is not silver. We will make it silver later, and we are not going to... Wait, do I have the translation chat open? Good question. I don't know. Why do you ask? Should I not be looking at it for a short bit? Are you speaking some Deutsch? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Mein Kameraden. See? No, I said see as in like see, I can do that. It just sound... yeah. Dankeschön. You know what is fun to say? Dankeschön. And then if someone who somehow doesn't know what that means asks, what does that mean? I say, it's German for gracias. Anyways, the tank looking sick. Wow, that's incredible. Let's oil wash the heck out of the crate. Dope. Dough. Homer drops his donut. Okay. Guys, I'm so hyped and pumped right now. It is freaking an awesome day to be alive, for real. And now we get to paint a tank regarding 420. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see, there's all that bit of business going. Great. I know it's a little trying to work somewhat speedy with the oil paint, but it's a big tank and I want to just, is that my stream uniform? Why do you ask? Because it's the only thing I wear? Yes, the only hat I have, and I bought 5 of these shirts for $5 a piece back when I was broke after spending way too much on Warhammer, believe it or not. So yeah, essentially this is it. It was worse. It was worse. I did have I had a Swiss Alpenflage field shirt, but that was it's made for the Swiss Alps, not the hot Midwest air. So LOL to that. Now we're slowly going over everything. I'm going to have to mix up some even more wash, but that's just what happens. That's just how it goes sometimes. All right. Yeah, the lenses will be fine. It'll be fine. Wow. Der Mensch Jubel oder Karl Walbrausch und Hopfen Torpedos und zuletzt Gersten Kaltscheile. Out of 5, how was that good? On a scale of 1 to absolutely, how screwed up was that? Yeah. I am not German. Native German, and that's hard to read, to be honest. Oh, fair enough. I started a few months ago. I'd consider that good. I sound Austrian. Oh. Okay, well, I still have much to learn, I guess. Oh, well. Now that's all good, and I've got to mix up some more, so take that in. I will take the glove off just so I'm able to do this. Doesn't fail at painting. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. Thankfully, I don't paint competitively. I'm not trying to do nothing, so it didn't translate. I do have 2 chats open on my actual YouTube chat. It did, because I also see Dementia Dowels or Rowdy Soda and Hop Torpedoes, and finally Barley Cold Soup. Don't know what barley is off the top of my head. I'm a Dr. Pepper guy, but I would assume it's pretty good cold. Anywho, let us begin the more mixing of oil. Ba-ba-bum. So fair enough. Let's see. I'm just going to mix a ton of it. I'm going to do a big glop like that. And then I'm going to mix it, but I think this time I'll mix it with, or I'll apply it with a bigger brush. Might not be a bad idea, but then we can get this done real fast. Because then the next step is waiting. Oh, that is interesting. Okay, this thing is going to be already an hour in. Gosh, this is flying way too fast. Stop, slow down. This. Dang. Okay. Jeez. I had no idea. Okay. Let me mix it. First thing I do is I flatten it out because it's very satisfying to look at and fun to do. Make sense? Wonderful. You're already keeping along great. That's perfect. And now we just kind of move it around. It takes a little second for the oil to actually break up. Why am I washing it black? Because I find that black washes are better for green, at least in my opinion. The first is other word for devil's lettuce, and the rest describes beer. Oh, interesting. Wow, okay, so yeah, I guess the translation I got was not, or was somewhat accurate, or not really accurate. I'd have to scroll up. Dementia Dowels were rowdy, soda, and hop torpedoes, and finally... Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, maybe it did, because I had no idea it was for that. Fair enough. First is another... oh, fair enough, okay. Now that this is all done... Yeah, if I did like a brown tank, or like a yellow tank, I would use a brown wash, but for green tanks, I generally like to do a black wash, just because, and especially on this green, because it's already so dark, because I just like dark green, that the only way to really go darker is kind of brown, at least for me. At least for me personally. What in the... Yes, GP, sorry. Okay, now that that's all mixed up, we will resume the applying of it. We will see what happens there. Let me scroll down and just wipe the excess off. Thankfully, we have a tank to just wipe excess off real quick. Now, we put the glove back on. Ready? What about pink tank plus the secret decals? No, I couldn't. I almost had a pink horse. Rough Rider. That's actually all I will say about that. Also, let's go practice medicine. Again, TF2 reference. This is the wrong color glove. I'm sorry. I apologize, but it's the best I could do. Now, grab a big brush. Grab an Oni brush. Oni chin brush. Okay, fine. Maybe I forget it. Okay, here goes nothing. Look at the size of this guy. Okay, there's still oil that is unmixed, so I'll get that off of there. Yeah, I was kind of wondering how that'd work, because generally there's still like some oil that doesn't quite thicken down. Yeah, okay. Gonna need a little, maybe a ruin. Perhaps. Perhaps. No, if anything, it would probably actually just, there would be, I did consider doing a, message retracted? Whoa. What was it? Oh, well. I don't know if I can see it. Hold on, let me pull that back up. Either way, it was interesting. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Now, put that back on there. We're looking good there. Yeah, but I was thinking, no, what I was saying was I was thinking of, like, where Wilson's Curly Pop Warhammer. There are plenty of people who do that. I do not need to do that. I can stick with my Grimdark World War I aesthetic with the occasional Uma Musume reference. And I think that is more than fair. All right. They do make some cool stuff, though, I'll admit that. It sent on accident. Was it too soon? Ah, fair enough. Roger. Roger that. All right, the tracks on here need painting as well. That'll all be done in due time. Due time. Wow, that's incredible. You seen how fast this is going? Golly. Golly, pal, geez. That's crazy. We're kind of just like, you know, hit the edges. Seep into the edges. It's fine if it's a little thick. After the oil wash is applied is when I will do stuff like the battle damage. Because the battle damage will look cool. Is that a 3D print or original? This is original. Generally, as far as 3D printing goes, I'll only... Well, so far I've only 3D printed the Warlord Titan. Maybe a terrain ruin base with Force Scroll propaganda. Maybe. That might be fun to do at some point. Why are you adamant about it? I know I've yapped on about it, but why you? Do you play the game? What's your trainer ID? We can be friends. Look at that. We're community building. Okay, anywho, I gotta lock in. We're almost done with this guy. And it's also warm as heck in the workshop, which will help this guy dry a lot quicker. That'd be cool. It's keeping up now, yay. Wonderful! That is what we like to see. Now, okay, I think we're washed. Anywho. Everything there looks good and dandy. Yeah, that battle damage... Yeah, we don't want to oil that. Only because there's going to be a lot of varnishes on this guy. And the paints I'm going to be using for this battle damage here darken and don't look very good when they're varnished a whole bunch, you know? So at the moment you start talking about the viewer count drop. Womp womp! Okay, watch it go up when I start playing it. Watch that. That will be an insanely historic moment. Okay, there's that. All done and dusted right then and there. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Now, guys, we wait for that to dry. Now we're here now. Okay. First things first, let's clean our brushes. Let's clean everything out. Take the glove off for now. Will we reuse it? Yes. Until then, we take this guy, and now we just clean it all off like that. It looks great. A Gunner and a Warhammer player. No, no, no. No, you don't. Cheapy knows the rant. Cheapy's gotten the rant. Why not use it? Oh, yeah, maybe. Cheapy knows the rant. No, I've joined a holy war against the Gooners, is what I've actually done, believe it or not. There's a whole page with 30,000 followers that I'm a part of that is solely to crush them for what they've done. Simple as. Simple as that. And I'll spare you the rest of the details there. Should be no virus. Cheapy, what? Okay, now, that's all good as gold. Now to clean this guy. Now, do I have my cleaning solution? Hold on. Dang, I forget how I clean these guys. I don't clean these, do I? I just use the doop, 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 doop. There's all that going. Let's see. There should be... Wait. I will have to God to find forgiveness. Yeah, that's how we roll here. Viruses everywhere. Nah, we good. Move that over there. This is somewhat clean, and so I'll leave it at that. Now, I'll put this away. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. We'll let that dry until that's all good, because we won't be using that product again. You're going to do a Warlord 1v1. One day, if anyone wants to get a DM, sure I could use on Instagram. All right. Cheapy, thanks so much for being here, and thanks for helping getting it started. That's awesome as all heck. And thank you again, everyone, for joining. We're getting it populated early, which is sick. Okay, now the brushes are clean, and now begins an interesting next part. Emperor Titan when? I don't know when. I don't know if that will ever happen. I do, however, have the files for that Titan. So, it's possible. So I have it just in case. Now we actually move everything, this whole scenario, off to the side for now. And now is an interesting point. It's an interesting point in the stream, comrades. Because I can still put stuff away real quick. But now we literally have to wait for the paint to dry. And would you looky, let's see. Hold on, let me go to the stream settings. Waiting for paint to dry. Guys, that is the... Wow. That's the name of the stream, by the way. That is crazy. Waiting for paint to dry. Yeah, we've reached that spot now. So, now comes an interesting next bit where I look around and I see, is there anything else to do? There is still stuff to do. And the other thing is, I don't like to leave my oil washes drying like all day or whatever. So I'm probably going to, it's drying relatively fast because it's pretty warm inside the workshop where I'm working right now. And let's see, there's still stuff to do. How did you make my Warlord stand? My Reaver just gives up every time. Try to glue it as dry. That's an interesting, yeah. I just glued everything together, and it kind of, I did use hot glue for the legs, which sets very quickly. And then once I built the base up, once I actually built everything, the whole thing stood fine. I had no issues with it in particular. But on the first hot day of the season, the Titan did fall backwards because the hot glue melted, which a lot of people did say would happen. I don't know why I didn't believe them. It's all epoxied now, though, using some JB Weld epoxy. Shout out. This is the stuff I used. Works like a charm once it's dry, by the way. I probably just have to do one more thing. Silas. Surely, can I ask for some help? What help? I can see how I can help you, sir. But in the meantime, let's see. Okay, here's what we have left to paint. And now we could either work on this or do something else and something drastic. Okay? I have the tank tracks, which do need a fair bit of painting at some point. And then I also... Hold on, let me pull that up. I also have this guy. Let me go back to painting so you can see. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I was overthinking. Ah, fair enough. Would super glue be strong enough to if you didn't use epoxy? I think it would be. Because after the legs were... That tracks. After the legs were done, hot glue didn't really work for like the top of the torso. I did just super glue the top of it, and it worked fine. I also super glued the guns together as well, I believe. Yeah, I did. So, I mean, it might work. I would recommend epoxy, though, especially the brand I use, just because it's stuff that I've used and I've seen firsthand. It's incredible as far as all that. Now, let's see. I think we can start painting this stuff while we wait for the oil to dry. I think we'll have enough time to do that. I didn't know. I can say for my Reaver, it gave up after 2 days. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I did have just so you guys know, just so you're aware. Now, first off, I'll actually ask everyone here. Shall we move on to this? Shall we do the tracks and then maybe work on our tanker? Or do we save that near the end when we begin to kind of wrap up the entire tank business and kind of work for all that? Because the other option is, while we wait for the paint to dry, I darken the workshop and we turn it into, and I go on to, also, I looked into downloading some games for the computer for future gaming streams. I wasn't able to do that. The only thing I have that's still installed on this old computer is Roblox. And so I have Eternal Nights. I have a Five Nights at Freddy's rip-off game. Worst case scenario. So we can either continue painting on this, or we play the stupid freaking rip-off Five Nights at Freddy's game. Yeah, or we just sit and we watch the whole thing dry. That's a very... Earthworm Jim brings up a great point. So I'll leave that up to you for a second. I'll try to think. Also, the tracks will go by less than 3 minutes. I literally only dry brush the metal. In fact, I'm going to just actually do that right now because it's going to be so quick. Watch this. Watch how quick this is. This is going to be gnarly. It's going to be absolutely nuts, okay? I take some silver. Okay? You following? Take some silver. Put the silver down there. Wow, riveting, okay? Set a timer. It's 3:13 right now. And then I spend way too long looking for it. Okay. Grab a brush. And we kind of just begin a mass bit of dry brushing that looks something like this. And so now we got all that happening all nice and fast and just dry brushing absolutely everywhere. absolutely everywhere. Golly, I'm slurring my words. This is what happens when you inhale oil paint fumes, ladies and gentlemen. Take note. And so now we just go absolutely everywhere with this whole bit of business, as one can clearly see here. Wow. Riveting. I know. It's insane. There's all that. Maybe a little too much there, but that's all fine. And then that gets all dry brushed and brush dried. And then it dries, and it becomes perfect. So as you can kind of see here, it's a very, very quick process. The next steps will be muddying it up, but that will not come until everything's assembled. Sherlock, when a file says like 8x, does that mean, say, print this 8 times? Yes, generally so. So for like the a new... Okay, sorry, speaking of the horse game, I got a new notification. Yeah, so that will essentially refer to... Let me go here. So that'll be pieces like this. There's 8 of these in total. One sits here, one sits here, and then it kind of goes around. There's like 4 on each foot, so that would be like an example of that. So generally, that's what would happen there. And then now we're done with the dry brushing. And that was actually 2 minutes. Golly, that's wild. So yeah, there's how easy that is. So now, yeah. I guess actually we can kind of just start heading on over to, I mean, I don't know, I don't need to dry brush that. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. That's fine. Boom, looky there. Cool, is there a way to put it all on one build plate? I don't know if you're using resin or FDM printers, but I want to say you could fit, I think onto my Elegoo Saturn 4 Ultra, I fit like 6 onto a build plate. I don't fully remember. I also don't... Oh, it's FDM. Yeah, I think you'd be able to fit it onto an FDM. I don't know what kind of printer you have. If it's like a Bambu Labs A1, then, yeah. You would essentially... Yeah, I think you could fit everything onto there. All right, now I'm just cleaning the brush. 3/16. So, yeah, we got the entire thing, all the tracks dry brush and stuff very quickly. So, let's see. Actually, next... The only other thing to paint... Now that I'm like looking around here, the oil is still, actually, it's not too bad. This is actually going quite well. It's just the front is still very glossy, and that will require that'll require a bit of a time to allow that to fully dry. So maybe, you know what, I think maybe what we'll do is we'll begin working on the tanker. How about that? Without further ado, let's just do it and see what the heck happens, you know? Worth a shot. I'm going to start off with, yeah. How's that sound? Does that sound good? We'll paint the tanker next. It's either that or I play a terrible Roblox ripoff game while we wait for the thing to fully dry. But it's actually almost dry, so by the time we're done with this guy, it should be fine. So that'll go well. I think we just do this, yeah? Doesn't oil take ages to dry? Yes. But I just wait until it's matte. So as you can... see here, we have like some particularly glossy sides or glossy points, but you'll notice like in a place right there, that's pretty matte. So that's already dry enough for me to begin the next step, which is wiping it all off. I don't want to give it like way too much time to dry and then become a whole nightmare. I just give it a little bit of time. Actually, a lot of this is already starting to look good. I am just going to give it some extra time, though. Bambu A1. Okay, that's what Cheapy printed his Titan in, so that should be fine. I think. Oh, and are you using the... I think the Bambu Slicer is free. Yes, okay, good. Thankfully, we got people who are freaking awesome in that whole regards. We're going to begin on this guy. Here goes nothing. First step, I'm actually going to base coat his helmet or his mask first because of how the uniform is laid out. It will be easier to paint the uniform and then avoid the mask just because the uniform kind of sticks out like in a collar right there, as you can kind of see it. Let me pull out the wet palette again for this. Also, there's a lot of silver paint that just did not get used, which is unfortunate. I am going to try to salvage that real quick. This is what a like paint saver fanatic looks like. I'm doing it school, so it's kind of one day at a time. Fair enough. Okay, let's pull out the wet palette, and then we can begin painting this guy. So, haven't used this paint in a little bit. Let me actually just set that there so we can all kind of see what exactly is happening. There we go. Now, that went out fine. Neat! Okay. Now let's base coat a mask, ladies and gentlemen. Here goes nothing. I'm not going to thin it down. And zoom in is where we want to go. Now let's see how this looks, shall we? Okay. It's going on. And it's actually going okay. And it's covering pretty nicely. I am applying it rather thick, but still working out just fine. It is going great. I may say so myself. My onions, what about the filament I'm using? Fair enough. The Warlord Titan shall be done. Whatever it takes. Alright. There's a head. Also, the paint's a little thick, so it kind of obscures the, like, filter thing. I was able to blow on it and kind of restore some of the detail. There you can kind of see the filters again. Might just clean the brush and then try to salvage that. I generally like to run thick as far as that whole thing goes. And we can make that out just fine, so that's good. We will be using this paint again, just not right now. How heavy was the Titan again? My Titan was about like 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 kilograms, I believe was what it ran up to be. Okay, now I'm going to base coat the uniform. And for the uniform, because these are British World War I inspired uniforms. Oh yeah, I'm using resin. FDM's a whole different thing. Yeah, my bad. English uniform. Wow. Incredible. I'm going to be using that for our soldier, for our tanker. It's also just a nice paint to work with, honestly. Yeah, I'll continue. I'll actually move to a different brush, to a smaller one. There we go. This one should be, yeah, better and easier to use. Here goes. That's cheap. I see what you did there. That is something for sure. Yep, with certainty. Okay, now I'm gonna just work on the top of his pants because the rest of him is just cut off from the world. R.I.P. R.I.P. dude, you will be missed. And that's actually coating very nice for one coat, so that's pretty neat. I'm pretty stoked with that. Okay, that's looking good. There. And good. There. Perfect. Okay, now let's see. I'll actually work, let me just get the excess paint off on his arm. And now I will begin the collar. This will be an interesting part here, just because it's a little bit finer movement. But this is actually going okay. So we're going to run with that. Perfect, perfect. There we go. Wow. I haven't painted a standard 25 millimeter guy in forever, so this is kind of funny. This is very small. This is not a Warlord Titan, and that's the truth. But overall, only fair enough. Okay, now I'll continue the arms after that intense, quote-unquote, intense part is over. And, you know, I'm going for a thicker application because I don't want to do 2 coats because don't need to. This is not a we're not trying to do anything gnarly with this guy. We ain't winning any paint competitions with him. Yet. Okay, there's all that done and dusted. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Oh yeah, he also has a tank. Interesting. That's the same price as the 4 guys. They're not made of money. Fair enough. Fair enough. Everyone's doing their own, working through their own stuff. Yep. Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. I get it, I get it. Okay, now. There we go. That's looking good. This guy's almost fully base coated. This is kind of the time-consuming part, but, you know, not too bad. All of the oil is almost completely matte now, which is kind of nuts, and I was not actually expecting that. That is insane. Okay, this guy is base coated. Wonderful. Filming what is suddenly basically same as Bamboo without the tag. Ah. Fair enough. We're learning all kinds of stuff here. Okay, there is... That guy is base coated there. Now for some armor. This will be fun. It'll also be very quick. Conveniently enough, the same armor... They flip a video if the camera was upside down. I know that is exactly what I'm working with. My camera is actually flipped upside down. My painting camera, but I had to... I believe if I go into... OB, if you like right click it on OBS, actually let me go to sources, go to this Canon, and then if I go to, this is the Canon camera I have, and if I go to properties, no, it's not in properties, hold on, let me figure this out for you. It's in, I actually do not know where it is, hold on, is there a rotate? I could have swore there was a rotate. I forget. Add source? No, not source. Blending mode. Oh, come on. There's gotta be something. There's gotta be something. Come on. Wait. Oh, slide. That's just a fade. Ah, they're in the transform tab. I don't know if you're using OBS to record. That's what I record. But to flip it, I right click on it and then I go to transform and then there's an option to flip it. So we can rotate it 180 degrees. Now this is how the camera actually is sitting. Fun fact. And then I can just rotate it 180 degrees and we're so back. So, yeah, there's how that works. Now, as far as the armor goes, this is the same base coat color that I used for the tank. That's how I keep all the guys looking good. Awesome. Hope that... Awesome. Love to hear that. Hopefully that worked for you. German camo, dark green is the armor. Take SD file. Do I change the file type? Not sure. I want to say it took STL. Yeah. Okay, we're going to... Now it's the armor. So this is like this guy's chest piece. So there is all of that. Looking good. This is the tedious part. The uniform cloth was the easy, just time-consuming part. This is the tedious part, but not as time-consuming. There's like a philosophical take on painting armor, ladies and gentlemen. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Alright, now, I forget if I do base coat the helmet. I'm going to have to look in an old tanker. I don't think I do. Because the helmets, I actually do a special color, a special scheme, believe it or not. And we'll actually all get to see that in just a moment. Now that's that. On there it is. Okay. That part's done. Now this part is done. And now his armor is essentially done and dusted. Perfect, perfect. Okay, hold on. Let me try to... Is that a mini from Warhammer? Part of it is. The torso is. The only thing different is the head, and the head I took from... Well, let me actually get a little more light going for us real quick. There we go, now we can kind of see. The head is from War Games Atlantic, from a kit called the Bulldogs kit. And I just used their infantry for my infantry, and so for tankers, I just used the official Warhammer model, but then just do a head swap on them. I mean, might be a little big, but I think it still looks fine. Let's see, now that that's all done there. Ooh, okay. He does have... Now, here's a fun life hack. Now, usually I do the pants a different color, but I believe tankers wear like a full-on, like one-piece suit. So I know it's not the word for it, but you get what I'm saying, right? Overalls. Coveralls. Something like that. He has hands, and the hands look human. So will I paint human flesh? No. Here's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take our mid-highlight color that we use for our tank, Cam Olive Green. Apply a little bit of that down there. Put this sucker back. And then do a little trick I like to call hand painting. And we just paint over the hands. And next thing you know, he's got some wool gloves. Boom. And so that's how you can get away with that. I also do this. Okay. I actually don't do that. Because I have a Tech Marine shift early. See you on the weekend? Probably on the weekend. I'll probably actually do the gaming stream on Saturday this time. I was editing the Warlord Titan and trying to get it out last Saturday, but now I'm not doing that. So I should be able to... Should see you there. But thank you for joining in, and I wish you the best of luck on your shift. You're doing an awesome thing. They will wear helmets in tanks, though. I want to say no. Or they had some form of headgear. Oh gosh, sorry, I was painting off camera. There we go. But you get it. I'm just painting a glove. Although, let me actually see real quick. I want to see what they actually wore. Gotta go in school in 5 hours, so I should get some sleep as well. Fair enough. Well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. Okay, let me go here. Hold on. We're actually gonna figure it out together. Because this is all based on World War I. So I just want to look up a let me actually go here. A World War I tanker and see what we get. Okay. Yeah, that's... Okay, so yeah, not so much of a brim, but that is a helmet. This I want to say that's... Okay, here's British. Okay, so that British example has a helmet on it. Let's see, that's German. What I'm basing it off of is Britain. And I mean, those guys are, hold on. British tanker. These are all scale models. No, I want actual. So, I mean, there are some examples of it. I want to say they eventually changed to like just a leather hat is what they eventually did. Personnel. Let's see. Tankers. So, I mean, I guess something like that doesn't look right. That's like all 3D models, and that's AI slop, isn't it? That genuinely pisses me. Here's what they went to more. This is what you saw more of. You actually just saw a leather hat. Although I want to say it didn't last too long because it does kind of resemble the German style helm, which if a tanker is getting out and you got soldiers advancing, they might mistake you for and then take a shot at you, which would be rather unfortunate. So they did kind of a combination, but it was all very new. But I want to say this is just some tank masks. I think, obviously, this is an original photo. But I believe they did use helmets for a little bit there. Sorry, there's a tangent. Anyways, back to the painting. I do like going on tangents, though, so don't mind me. Let's see. Ah, one more glove. Actually, first, before the glove, I should probably metallic this set of binoculars, which I'm just dry brushing it real quick. And then calling that a day. Simple as that. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, now we can begin the glove process on this final guy, and then it'll be all done and gloved. Also, might get to actually pause on this guy, because the tank looks good now, which is kind of nuts, and I was not expecting. So let me just finish the hand there, and there, and hand under there. There's that. Wonderful. Looking good. Now let's see, this will be interesting. Let's take a look at the tank. Yeah, there's still very little. Yeah, fair enough. Let's see. Yeah, I'm actually going to start wiping off the excess oil wash. So we're going to actually just begin that because it's somewhat dry, and I don't want to let it dry anymore. Because then it can create some issues when you go to start cleaning the whole thing. So, move all of the stuff we've just worked on there real quickly. And bring back the cardboard. Because now we get to begin some interesting, fun stuff. Which will be interesting and fun. Okay, there we are here. Okay, I'm going to put away this detail brush for now, because now we don't use brushes, we use makeup sponges. And that is right here. See that? That's fun. I will actually need to double glove. I'll have to put on 2 gloves for this bit of business, because we will be dealing with the spirits. The white spirits, not the machine spirits. Alright. Let me grab another glove. There we go. Okay. Let us see. Let us begin. First up, I'm going to be taking some of our Gamsol. And we actually just simply moisten up a brush real quick, or a makeup sponge, something like that. And then I just squeeze it to kind of soak it everywhere. Want it kind of lightly because we're just wiping off the surface of this wash. Now, let us begin that process. Let me take the guns off here. We don't need those anymore. Yeah, I'll use this guy. So here's how this will look. Okay. Now, we just wipe it off somewhat like this. Boom. Okay. Think, actually use a little more, kind of soaking it. Pretty good. And I'll just like actually pour it straight on there and get it all nice and soaked up. Okay, spilled a bit. Thank goodness for cardboard. Okay, there we go. Now we're actually doing something. Not trying to clean the whole thing, but just trying to wipe off excess, but leave it in the crevices. And this is going fine with this whole situation. And now you can kind of see here that we are left with that. We are left with a nice looking outline there and a kind of mottled look on the rest of the thing as well. Not too bad, if you were to ask me. And so now I'm just going to continue that on the whole rest of the tank. Kind of just also just moistening everything up. We can also come back with finer sponges to be able to work with any or all of that. Simple. Simple as that. Thankfully, it's cool. Now, and this is a fun step. There we go. So yeah. And you will get a lot of stuff, you will use a couple of makeup sponges, especially when you're doing a rather large tank like the Rogel Dorn. But it's worth it. And they're fairly cheap. I believe you can just get them at the dollar store. for a very cheap amount. Stick dirt on the tank. Yes, I do have a mud recipe that generally waits until after the oil wash step. So, yeah, we will dirt it up at some point. As far as tracks go. And the dirt kind of accumulates in other spots as well. And this is almost, I would say, good as far as wiping that excess off goes, which is not too bad at all. Yeah, okay. Neat, neat, neat. Okay. Let's see. Now, I think that's looking good, and so I'm going to actually just say cool for that whole thing there. Now we can continue on other parts. Let's see how, if this needs, we actually got Wilson. How neat is that? We actually got him. He's here. Let's go. Just absolutely cleaning the heck out of this. So far, I'm only on one sponge, and it's going fine. Might have to change it in a little bit, but, I mean, it's actually going fine right now. And, yeah, kind of leaving a nice-looking finish in there. Sent part of the antenna flying. Thankfully, it's magnetized, so it's fine to leave it on there. I can simply find it and, boom, put it back. So there's a fun trick. Now let's see. Let me just get all that in down here. And on the top, might need to just go with a little finer, the finer edge of that. So I will just kind of moisten that up and then utilize that real quick, because that's still pretty new and still looking mighty fine. Let's moisten it up. And there we go. Now we're cooking with oil. Mineral spirits in this case. I don't know. Nice. Okay, looking good. And yeah, this is just kind of how this works now. You know, fairly simple. And the gloss varnish helps us not disintegrate the paint and absolutely remove it, because I do apply a little pressure, not going crazy, of course, but you know, I'm not going soft on this guy either, you know? In the end, we are left with a very nice looking and very grimed up tank. Do you think you have used more different paints than Leonardo da Vinci? Leonardo da Vinci. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Leonardo da Vinci. I might know Leonardo da Vinci's works. Vallejo Game Wash, I don't. I prefer the oils for just how they look personally. And it's also just something I've experimented enough with oils to be comfortable using them. All right, now that turret is nice and clean. Cleaner. Still got a bunch of oil on it, but I mean, that's fine. And yeah, just doing my final checks to get the the stamp of approval before we ignore it forever. Yeah, that's looking very good. Very good. Sorry, that was rude. I take no offense. I'm not familiar with his work, so yeah, I'm not a Leonardo da Vinci stan, you could say. All right, there's all that. Looking good. Looking good, looking good, looking good. All right. Okay, there's that gun done. This is going very swimmingly, actually. And all on one makeup sponge, because, I'm kind of fine with a dark Mona Lisa, the most... Oh, that's him? Interesting. Multiple turret options. It just has, like, you have the oppressor cannon here, or you have the... I forget what this one is called. But yeah, something like that. Leonardo the Ninja Turtle, yeah. I was gonna, make a reference to him, but now I can't remember if he was the nunchuck one or not. No, wasn't he the sword? Didn't he use the sword? I don't know. Believe it or not, I haven't watched Ninja Turtles in 40 years. Okay, there's all that. There we go. Don't really need to wipe away excess from anywhere else. That's kind of good. As far as that whole operation goes with the oil wash, I would go so far as to say there are a couple areas in the corners that we might work on. Let's see. Just kind of working in corners where it's still a little damp as far as the oil goes. And then this will wrap up nicely because once this is all wiped off, I do like to leave the oil for a decent little bit because we were able to wipe it off as it was still drying. And now we need it completely dry before we begin next steps. So there are just some areas that need a little more love to them. Painting is so cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm quite fond of it myself. And it's, at least for me, it's simple enough to do. I'm not trying. I just want big armies that look decent. So yeah, that's kind of what my style is. And now we can just clean all that up real quick. Looking all good there. Great. Wonderful even. Terrific. Now, yeah, now it's just kind of the fine-tuning step, so it's not the most, GW League, the GW League version has interior servers with prints. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I also bought a separate head STL that did not come with an interior, which I didn't need an interior, but yeah, I think it was the Lucius pattern head, Warlord Titan head. I don't even think it's on sale now, so that's unfortunate, but oh well. Let's see. Yeah, now just comes, we just stare at the tank for hours. And we slowly go at it until it's done. I know this is the most interesting looking, the most interesting part of the whole thing, I know. Thanks for bearing with it. We're doing it. Okay, there's some more stuff I missed. Get that away. Get that away. Looking good. Okay. Okay, I'm think. I know what said this. Okay, thank you. This is okay. We're doing it. We are the anyways. Okay. Neat. Now that has to all dry before I do anything more to it, and I do like to give that at least a day. More if there's still some glossy areas. Like for example, you can kind of see right in here. There's some gloss stuff happening there. That ain't stuff we want to mess with for a bit. I'm gonna see if I can't seep some of it out now. And we're kind of getting a little bit out, but ultimately, I'll just give it a couple days and then it'll be fine. It'll be absolutely a-okay. Nothing wrong with that, I say. Well, with that being said, let's see. We still got 13 minutes. So, I say we continue on with the tanker. Boom. Battleground siege with the Titan pushing the very muddy battleground. Oh, that's cool. Oh, as far as that whole, they just attach on. So here are some tracks that I've already attached. They don't move or do nothing special like that, but they don't. For my needs, they don't need to. Although some people have built this same model, but somehow made tracks that move, which is a pretty incredible feat. Not gonna lie. Now, where are we with this gentleman here? Probably we can work on his belt. So we'll continue working on this guy, because if we get this guy done, which I'll see what we can get done in 10 minutes, and then wash him, we're kind of just going to be finishing up the tank with details in the, well, there's still lenses. There's still stuff to do. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, because we also got to varnish it. There's still stuff to do. But this is a big step. And thankfully, it'll be a couple days, like 3 days for the thing to dry, because the next hobby stream will be at the start of next week on Monday. So, you know, it's all actually working out. This is incredible. And yeah, it went by fast. I always taint him up. They just so random. Yeah, hold on. I can review the XP. Cheapy is number 3, believe it or not. I don't know how. Actually, so as far as what I'm seeing, guys, oh gosh, no, I moved the chat somewhere. Mossy Mint and Earthworm Jim the First are tied at 150 XP, so I don't know what I can turn it off, right? Here's how you. Oh, I turn it off in the help center. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah. Maybe I'll turn it off someday. Oh gosh. Okay, nope. Don't do. I turned off the wrong. Fair enough. Well, anywho, ignore the whole thing. We're fine. We're all a-okay. I think it's very inconsistent. Yeah, fair enough. It's an interesting. It's an interesting feature for sure. Need to put Discord on your laptop soon. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, now I'm just doing the belt in the same German beige. Is that what it is? Yeah, camo. German camo beige, World War II. So, whoa. That's crazy. I don't use khaki, which is would probably be a more historically accurate if we're going to be nitpicky about the World War I that I'm basing it off of, but it just pops way more on models, which is why I use it. So there's my justification for all that bit of business. And now it just, we slowly but surely trace the belt. There it goes. Oh, we're still in frame. That is perfect, actually. I didn't think we were. I doubted. I did not need to. Here's that. That's all done. Great. Oh, that's funny. There's also the actual belt clip. That helmet's based on the British one? Correct. Yeah, just like a British Tommy helmet, World War I and II. I like the look of it. Now, green. I don't know if you'll be able to, it'll be kind of hard to see it, but there, now you can kind of see it there. I'm just greening up the belt buckle. Oh gosh. Well, Warhammer paints, what is Nuln Oil's lore? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Should we look it up? Should we go on a quick expedition to figure that out? What do you think? I'll do it because that's actually an interesting question. And yeah, I'd be kind of curious to know how that works as well. Let's see. Yeah, the next step. Silver. Yeah, we're doing the internet rabbit hole. That's half of everything that happens here, by the way. We go on internet rabbit holes because it's my favorite thing to do on the planet. Hold on. Okay. Where does Warhammer's Nuln Oil come from in the lore? Let's see. Nuln, you also search up XV88, the brown paint. Okay, I'm afraid to do that, but Nuln Oil lore. Okay, let's see. He was painting someone that had the I would try looking up Nuln Oil. Reddit. We're on Reddit, okay? I'm in enemy territory. I rage baited a Reddit subreddit. I had to deke the heck out of there. To the grungiest city. It's a steampunk proto gun fetish imperial city in Warhammer Fantasy. Nuln likes lines. Okay, Nuln was the city of technological advancement in fantasy, so Warhammer Fantasy, I assume. And the oil is a reference to the fact that they use oil to grease their machines. Oil and grease is different. I have an M14. Anywho. No, I think Nuln is named after the city of Nuln from Oldhammer. I don't think it has any reference to 40k. You've answered your own question. It was named after Nuln. Same as how Altdorf Blue is named after Altdorf. Altdorf? Does anyone else see Adolf? Altdorf? Damn, it's from fantasy. That's surprising. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, hold on. Let's see. I know this is an old post, but I came across this settlement while playing Total Warhammer, which is based on fantasy, and I came across your Reddit post. So what's this? Oh, gosh. No. Yeah, that would be so cool. Damn, it's from... Yeah, I guess so. So this is like Warhammer Fantasy... Nuln! Huh. So yeah, I guess it's a city from Warhammer Fantasy. Interesting. Which is kind of funny because oil, I almost think of... Oh, is that what it is? What does what is Nuln? No. What does Nuln mean? I don't know how to ask the question example. It's a okay. Okay. What is Nuln from language-wise? Nuln is not an actual spoken dialect or real. Oh, it's a fictional proper noun from Warhammer Fantasy, according to who? What is Nuln? Is a city? XV88. XV88. Sure. I'll look at XV88. I'm actually going to go to the webcam. I'm not sure. Hold on. Phonetic. Oh yeah, maybe it's phonetic. Hold on. Nuln. Nuln. Wait, no. Go to search. Nuln. Phonetic. Nuln phonetic. Start with the N. Yeah. Word for origin. How do you pronounce? How to pronounce Nuln? How to pronounce null? Yeah. So I guess it's some. So it's Nuln. Does the word Nuln come from a specific language? Oh, sorry. I went to painting instead of monitor. I misclicked. My bad. Its name does not directly stem from a real-world language, but it was heavily influenced by German and Latin. Germanic Nuln is loose analog to the. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what. So Nuln is often considered a loose analog to the historic German city of Nuremberg. Okay, that's AI. I don't know, but that would be an interesting thing. Hold on, they got the information from here. Oh, the theories about the real world. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is just some random guy on Warhammer Empire. Nuln. Nuremberg. Unofficial capital of HRE. Early capital of the Empire. Industrial and Cultural Center. Huh. I guess, according to that was 16 years ago. Geez. Okay, we're actually going through history archives. Golly. Do you back up? Like, what do you talk about this? Okay, he's got 16 years ago, some guy went on an absolute binge to try to discover the history of Nuln Oil or Nuln. Here's a more elaborative explanation of the Nuln-Nuremberg analogy. Nuremberg's history taken from Wikipedia. Now, this is Wikipedia 16 years ago. Oh my gosh, okay. The city expanded and rose drastically. Holy Roman Empire, particularly the Reichstag, imperial diets. People were on diets back at the Holy Rome, back in the thousands to late 1500. What? Dang. Imperial diets. What's an imperial diet? That's crazy. Okay, there's a lot of okay, so in short, this sums up about what I think of the matter. Interesting stuff. Smiley face. Keep it up. I think I'm gonna leave that there now. I will actually now you wanted XV88. What is XV88? Hold on. XV88. Oh. Sorry, I was making sure it was an actual paint. I don't know why. Brown paint. Okay, what are we discovering about it? Oh, that it's actually a numbered rather than an actual like name. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'm used to like Tamiya paints, how they name their stuff like XV, or I think they do like XF stuff. But yeah, that's funny. Okay. Why is Warhammer XV88 brown paint called that? Does anybody know what painter? Named after the XV88 broadside battlesuit. No, that's actually a great point. Hold on, let me copy because I gotta verify because the AI can spit out some nonsense every now and again. Broadside Battlesuit. Is that what this is? Ah, it is. So where's the brown? Oh, is that it? Hold on. I guess it kind of looks like it. So is it like what's in the crevices of the white? Huh. You were, yeah, you were right. It was Tau. It was Tau. Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, geez, they just have all their stuff named like... Jeez. I played Pragmata, like, last month. Just over a month ago, and so this all, like, I'm seeing XV, blah, 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 I'm like, this scene, that's all I think of. That might be fun, though, to do a Pragmata-inspired Tau army, which is essentially just normal Tau. Anywho, cool, so that's interesting. We figured that out, didn't we, ladies and gentlemen? Comrades. And it just hit 4. We went on a little rabbit hole there. Cupertino time, because that's what I run off of still. I think, let me go to painting. Let's see. When we look at this guy here, there's still a lot of work to be done on this guy, so it is good night time. Yes, we have reached the end of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Let us review our work. Let's look at what we did. We did a lot. We went full force today. First off, we'll just start off with this guy. We got a little bit done on our tanker right here. But the real star of the show today was the tank. And we, today, got the tank completely painted. Or washed, I mean, not painted. There's still more to do. But that was a big step. And I was kind of scared on how that would look because of how everything had to work. All right, yeah, goodbye, good night, good day to you, Mossy Mint. And yeah, but we got all that done. With that being said, guys, I will probably see you Saturday for the gaming stream. I don't know what I will be playing. It could be Battlefield 1. Could be the horse racing game that I've been accused of being called a gooner. A gooner for playing that game, and I will not tolerate such obstinance and such foul accusations ever again. I'm on a holy war against them, believe it or not. And yeah, I'm not defensive about that at all. Guys, tank is done. I could also just be playing Five Nights at Freddy's. It literally is a dice roll. I do not know what will happen. Also, memberships will be out soon, and there's custom emojis. That's a Tsar Nicholas, the Second of Russia emoji, the live Tsar Nicholas, the Second of Russia emoji, so that's really cool. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the stream. We're really doing it, and this has been absolutely incredible. And I'm very grateful that everyone stuck around. We got some people in the Discord. We're slowly populating it, and we're moving forward. So, guys, until I see you Saturday, God willing, good day to you all. Or to some of you guys, good night. And thanks for tuning in. So, there goes that. Thank you, guys. That was fun. Was a good one. Was a good one for sure, comrade.